Video, we're going to cover the installation and the configuration process for setting up a temperature and humidity sensor within Home Assistant. Just a few weeks back, we had set up the door and window sensor. We also covered the process for installing Home Assistant in addition to the Home Assistant community store. If you have not seen those videos, definitely go check those out. But in today's video, we're going to focus on the temperature sensor, which is going to be pretty straightforward. But what we're going to do is take it a step further, and we're going to show you how to set up a little bit with this dashboard. We're going to show you how to set up these nice little cards for your different sensors. Just wanted to quickly mention before we get into this video that I'm going to be dropping not only the links to the different videos that I had recorded previously, I'm also going to be dropping the links in the description below for both the door and window sensor that we had set up previously, if that is something that you are interested in. And I'm also going to drop the Amazon link in the description below for the temperature sensor that we're going over today. Now, the reason why that is important is because if you want to have no problem setting it up, because there's also issues where the device that you were setting up is not, supported by the dongle or whatever the case may be, I'm highlighting it and I'm showing you that right now, if you buy this device today with this dongle, that's also in the description below, everything should work as you are seeing here. So definitely give that a look, and let's get right into the video. All right, for the very first step, you're going to head over to the Zigbee to MQTT tab. Then at the very top, you're going to click on Permit Join All. Again, if this is not set up in your environment, definitely check out the video that I had done a few weeks back, and I'll post that in the description below. And right now, I'm grabbing my sensor and I'm putting it in pairing mode. That's simply by pressing down the button until it flashes blue. And as you can see, after clicking the button, allowing it to join and pairing, it is now doing the pairing between the device and the Zigbee. All right, so just give it a few minutes. You'll finally see that you had a successful pair. Go ahead and click on it just like I did. I wasn't recording at the time when I did it. It literally took about 30 seconds to a minute, no problems. And you'll see that we have support status is supported. And we head back in here into the devices tab, see a few things. Now we have our friendly name. We have the address, not really relevant to what we need it for, although this will be the same as we see here as a friendly name. We have the manufacturer, the model number, LQI, and the power. These two indicators are not available to us within the first 24 hours. The reason why I say that is if you click on the device itself and go into exposes, you're going to see that the remaining battery and percentage can take up to 24 hours before being reported. So while this data is still coming in, let's go to the other sensor that we had just set up. I purchased 3 sensors and I'm setting them all up. So this is kind of why I'm going over this video. So here's the sensor that we had just set up just a few minutes ago. So we have temperature here and that's being provided to us. We're still waiting on the battery. We also have the humidity level and pressure and the link quality, the signal strength. The main thing that I'm going after is going to be the temperature and the humidity. Obviously having battery is going to be good for reporting so we can know when we have to replace the battery or replace the device, whatever the case may be. Pressure I'm not really going after, and link quality obviously is good to know because if you have a device that is far away, you might have a different link quality. In this case, this is 132 compared to 138, which is right next to me. So it looks like if we go back to, so this is the one we had just configured just now. And you can see that we're getting our sensor information. So we have the temperature here, 18 degrees Celsius, pressure, humidity, and again, the link quality. If you move on, there's some additional options that you can set in here. Really the only thing that I'm going to take a look at is going to be that first tab. So we're going to go back to here and we're going to name this, we're just doing for the purpose of this video, we're going to do room 2. So I have room 1 and I have room 2. And then we're going to select the option to update the Home Assistant entity ID and then click rename device. And from there, again, you have some different options in here, some calibration options. And then lastly, you have a state tab. And in this tab, similar to what you see in the door and sensor tab, you'll have the different sensors that are available to you within JSON format. So as you can see, we have our temperature down here and our humidity here. And then you have clusters, scene, dev console, not useful in this video, but that's going to pretty much give you an idea on how to set up the sensor. So now we have room 1 and room 2. The next part that I want to cover is we're going to have a dashboard, right? So right now we have this test dashboard, and I'm going to pretty much show you how to set up a brand new dashboard. So go into settings, and then in settings, scroll down to dashboards, and then click on add dashboard, new dashboard from scratch, and then you're going to name this. So we're going to go ahead and just do CyberMe, and that's going to auto generate that URL. And then we have an icon here. You can obviously select what you want here. So if we find temperature, maybe find something that's kind of relevant. Here we go. And then we could do, obviously we want to show in sidebar, and then we have the admin only option. We're going to leave this default, and then over here you can see we have our icon for CyberMe sensors. Here at the top right, you're going to click on that little pencil icon and click on Edit Dashboard. So at this point, you're going to go ahead and click on this icon here, and then we're going to have a different section, right? So in here, we can name this, or we can do like downstairs maybe, something like that. And then let's say we did that one over here, and we could put upstairs, and in those different areas, maybe we have different rooms, right? And that's why we have those different sensors. We got room 1 and room 2. So before we go any further, actually, I have to show you how to get that card that I had displayed in the beginning of this video. Again, you're going to need the Home Assistant Community Store, and I had covered this in a video a few weeks back. Also will be in the description below. So go to the sidebar and then click on HACS, and then as you can see, it is already downloaded. But at the very top, you're going to go to the search bar and type in Mini, and then you're going to click on the actually, you don't have to click on it, but to get more information about it, you could click on it. And this pretty much is exactly what you would see if you went to the public Git repository. You get the same information, gives you the different options and the configurations. There's a lot of good stuff here. Now, with that being said, I honestly didn't read through all this to set it up all the way, because we have something called ChatGPT, and that was able to give me the configurations pretty quickly, mainly when I went to try to configure the colors. But all of this is right here for you to read as well. ChatGPT already has this stuff available to it, so why not use it, right? So go to HACS, like I said, you're going to search Mini, and once you find Mini, I'm just going to show you an example. You're going to right click, or you're going to click on the 3 dots over here, and you're going to click download. I already have it downloaded, so I do not have that option for me. Obviously, I have the option to remove it or re-download. And once it is downloaded, you're going to head back over to the CyberMe sensors. Once you are back in your CyberMe sensor dashboard, or whatever dashboard name that you decide, you will go ahead and click that pencil icon at the top. Under the downstairs, you're going to click on that plus sign, and then you're going to go search for cards. All you got to do is search for Mini Graph Card, or Mini, and then the Mini Graph Card will come up. And this is where you will need that configuration. All right, so here's an example of when I went into ChatGPT. I just tried to get some information about it. Here, it gave me an example configuration. Gives you the key features in this example. One of them being the entities, and this is probably the most important in order to get that information displayed. So here I provided the entity ID. This was for this example before. And with that, it was able to update that configuration, and it gave us a default configuration pretty much. But I wanted to modify it a little bit, so I said, great, how can I change the colors of the chart? And then we got even further, so it gave us the ability to set the line color to orange, but then also gave us some ways to change it based on values. So here you can see we have now 3 values, so depending on the value, it will determine the color. I then just pretty much wanted it down to 2. So I said, can we do if below 60? Can we do green if below 60 and red if above? And easy enough, it does 60 color, 60.1 color. Head back over to our Home Assistant. The next thing that you want to do is go into settings. I forgot to grab this, so we're going to go into devices and services, go into your entities and search room 2, which is the one we had just configured, or whatever name that you decide on. Then you're going to decide on click on the temperature, click on the gear icon at the very top, and in there you should get the entity ID. Go ahead, click on the copy icon, go back into your dashboard, pencil icon, downstairs, search for Mini, and then we're going to go ahead and just paste that in here for now. Grab this configuration from ChatGPT, go ahead, grab that sensor or the entity ID, replace the one at the top. And as you can see, at this time, we don't have any data points, but that's how you get it in there. So let's go ahead and click on save. And that's pretty much it. So now at this point, we now have our card set up with the temperature. And the reason why we're not seeing anything is because the time and the reporting back has not been done yet. And it has to take time. So if you go back to the test, as you can see, when I set this one up earlier, it's starting to get some data points now and some fluctuations from when I first configured it. So 62.8 and then 63.15. So if we head back down here too, as you can see, so if we go into here, it's pretty much the same configuration, but for the sensor that I have upstairs. And the configuration that I have here is I'm having it set to 65. It's going to be green. And then if it's above 70, it'll be red. And the cool thing about it is that once it starts getting to that point, so if we go to here, you got 68, you can start seeing it starting to turn red. You got 70, you have red at the top. And then 69 is kind of like orange again and kind of goes down to green. Same thing as you can see here at the top here, you got 68, kind of starts getting red. It's really not that important. I just think it's cool to kind of see this. The reason why I want to see this is if I want to just monitor my temperatures and my humidity levels in the house, I can just jump on my dashboard to kind of see what's going on. It's also be able to see it over a certain period of time. There's also a way to collect this information to have, extended reporting. So if you want to get, maybe a week worth of data, this is why I'm kind of getting into this stuff, is I want to capture all this information as I do find it important, especially when I'm trying to, optimize my efficiency here in the house or whatever the case may be. I also just like looking at data and I think it's useful, and why not make it look cool? So that's going to pretty much close out today's video. Now, like I said, I'm going to drop those videos in the description below. What I'm also going to add is a link to purchase this exact sensor. I think this is the highest reviewed sensor that I could find. So if you don't want to run into any issues and you want an exact setup to what I have running here with no issues, you can go ahead, click on that link, buy it from Amazon, and follow my videos. Now, with that being said, I also do provide a lot of support for this type of stuff. So just drop a comment below and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. But I hope you were able to take something away. I enjoy doing this stuff and I hope you enjoy watching it. So as always, never stop learning.